So a couple months ago I discovered this cool mod called Cobblemon. It's basically just Pokemon and Minecraft put together, but in like a really cool way. And with being a fan of both games, I wanted to give it a shot, you know, for fun. But of course, I didn't know how much of a mistake this would be. Anyway. Ooh, lag. Alright, I'm gonna pick Snivy because of a good old Gen 5. It looks so cool. These models are so well made. To begin my journey in this world, I want to first get a set of max diamond tools and armor. This is just kind of routine for any world I play nowadays because it allows me to do a whole lot more, a whole lot quicker. But since that's boring, let me sum up for you. After grabbing some stone tools, I start a battle with the local crabby population, which went about as well as any fight against Hop. I took 2 damage, by the way. I then moved on to the nearby stony peaks to get myself fully equipped with full iron gear, before jumping into a cave to look for a nether enter. Eventually, after many diamonds, I do find some lava and I enter the nether. Now you might think I'm in the nether to get some blaze rods and ender pearls, but you would be mistaken. You see, I actually scouted out some of the seed beforehand, and I'm using the nether as a means to fast travel to a village that I plan on using as my base. When I got there, I set up an iron farm, village breeder, and a small trading hall, and even go and raid a trial chamber. But it's at this point that everything changes. Alright, I need more wood to trade with you. Ooh, Eevee. I don't have any Pokeballs, so... Oh, maybe I can put it in a boat and that'll stop it from despawning, and then I can go and get Pokeballs. Alright, so I looked it up. Yeah, we need copper ingots and apricorns to make Pokeballs, so I'll go and get them. Alright, T, here we go. No, please. Bro, I've thrown I don't know how many and it just breaks out of it every time. I guess I'll just have to boat it at the moment, but if that were a bigger Pokemon that couldn't be boated, I'd be in like crazy big trouble. It would just despawn. I just need a way to catch Pokemon instantly and effectively. And there's only really one way to do that. And so sparked the idea of the Master Ball farm, a Pokeball with a 100% chance of catching any Pokemon it's thrown at. And with an infinite supply of them, I'd never run into this problem again. So I got to work. I first went into a creative world with the same seed as my current one. I spent 20 hours designing a farm to produce the Master Balls automatically. I'll go over how it works later, but for the time being, I continued my plan to get max diamond gear on an Elytra. It was time to try hard. Now that I have diamond tools at my disposal, it's time we learn how the Master Ball farm actually works. Let's first take a look at the crafting recipe. To make one Master Ball, it takes 2 shulker shells, 2 netherite ingots, and 1 nether star in the middle. So if we can farm these 3 ingredients in the same area, then we can make Master Balls. So how do we farm the ingredients? Well, like a maze, it's much easier to work backwards to find out how to automate an item. For example, let's start with the nether star first. The only way to get a nether star is obviously from a wither, which means we need to automate the resources to both spawn the wither and then kill it automatically. We can worry about killing it later, but what about the 2 items to spawn a wither? Soul Sand can be acquired renewably from piglins, bartering gold ingots, which can be farmed from a zombie piglin gold farm and an auto crafter. As for placing the soul sand, we can use our player for this. This is because if you press F3 and T, then the game will reload the resource pads. However, if you hold a button before reloading, in our case right click, and then let go as the game is reloading, then Minecraft will think that we're still holding right click, basically acting as vanilla auto clicker and allowing us to keep placing the soul sand. For the wither skeleton skulls, we can create a wither skeleton farm on a fortress crossroads to maximize spawns. But in order for wither skeletons to drop their skull, they have to be killed by a player, and our player is placing soul sand and so can't kill them, so it's impossible. Well, kind of. There are some really smart people out there that discovered that tame wolf kills actually count as a player kill in the code, and since wolves automatically aggro onto skeletons, we have successfully produced wither skulls which luckily can be placed by dispensers. Then all that needs to happen is to trap some wither under some bedrock in the nether ceiling, entity cram it with minecarts, and pick up the star. So there we go. We have successfully automated one of the 3 items needed to make a Master Ball. Don't worry though, that was the hardest one. Next is the shulker shells. This one is completely independent from the other systems and works completely in one farm. Sadly, this one does need to be chunk loaded in the overworld as the snow golems needed to run the farm die in the harsh heat of the nether. So lastly is the netherite. Half of the recipe can be easily completed by just rerouting some gold from the gold farm just to an auto crafter. The other half is a little more tricky. The netherite scrap can be smelted in a blast furnace using coal from the wither skeleton farm as fuel and ancient debris as an input. But how do we farm ancient debris? Well, I haven't been honest with you guys from the start of the video, or even the title or thumbnail. No, it's not possible to farm Master Balls automatically. I'm sorry if this is disappointing to you, but the farm won't be fully automatic. I truly wish it was, because it would make it so much cooler. However, the only option is just to create an input chest for the debris and go and gather some manually. Again, sorry if this is disappointing, but I still have quite the to-do list. I still need to build all the farms mentioned, spawn-proof the entire despawn sphere, and catch the EV, which is now canonically named Noah the Uncatchable. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I still don't have any of the materials for any of this. So let's take a look at the material list and start at the top and go to the bottom to hopefully make it easier as I go on. First on the list is the 1000 cobblestone blocks and 50,000 slabs. This sounds absolutely terrible, but I just used this cobblestone farm here to make all of them in about half an hour. The real challenge though was the 700 observers and hoppers. I had to go mining for about 6 hours to get all the redstone for this and the other components. For the hoppers, I had to build another iron farm to increase my rates, as not only did I need iron for the hoppers, but for the beacon as well. The last notable item I needed was the 350 wither roses, which is really only possible with a farm of its own. So I gathered the resources to build one in the outer end, and only had to run it for 5 minutes, as I made all the roses I needed. As an added bonus, I could also kill the wither in the farm for the nether star that I needed for the regen beacon. And now we have all the materials. Like I usually do, I'll put a list of all the other items on screen just now, just so you know what I collected. But I guess there's no more prep work, so we can finally start on building the Master Ball farm. Okay, I've been running the farm for about an hour and a bit, and I've made 17 Master Balls. Okay. And finally catch you. No, the uncatchable has been caught. Yes, I've finally got a new Pokemon. It's day 247. Was it really worth it? Should I catch every Pokemon in a Master Ball?